So as I was sitting here and watching that gentleman get angry over whatever, maybe somebody cut him in line, maybe he doesn't get this right size belt for perhaps being homeless and experiencing homelessness. There's two things that has to be differentiated. Um, and you see that and you're like, how can I help a person like that who's angry so quickly? Now, when you become a nun, is that you find the right whoever you choose to help, carefully choose to help with discretion. As you pull them aside, you start tracing the root cause of the anger. Or else that gentleman is going to run everywhere, anywhere with this anger, with this flame, and just display this flame anywhere, everywhere. And it's not good.
Right.
Because police gets called, he get arrested again and over and over and over. It's like a continuous problem that will never end. So in Buddhism, as a Buddhist monk, a missionary Buddhist monk, which is going to be rare. You're already rare as a woman, then ordained as a nun, and now you're a missionary nun. That means you really have to hone in on the root cause of your problem in order to understand the root cause of their problem, and then help them find the root cause of that anger or that desire. It all boils down to two things, actually. It's fueled by ignorance. But because of ignorance, they're prone to have excessive desire, the wants. And then not getting what one wants, one gets angry.
Right.
Anger is caused by not getting what one wants or getting something that you don't want, like a flat tire. So when you sit there, you use logic to help them understand that. They will be more mindful next time they approach such a long line. And he was challenging, even the pastor was like appalled that it's happening in front of her. And these poor old women in there, one of them had to tell him to step back. That is a big man.
Yeah.
That man can do a lot of damage.
Yep.
But we can help him cure the anger. We just spend more time with him like this. And we hear his story because it's powerful to hear deep listening skills, to hear where they came from, how they got to where they are today, where they want to go, who they want to go with. But no one ever spent time with them, and that's why they're angry. They want to be heard, they want to be seen, they want to be respected. And a missionary Buddhist nun or monk aims to do that when we find the right time for people. But we transform people based on individual levels. It's, all this right here brings them comfort, necessities for survival. But the most dangerous part is not spending enough time with each individual to help them uplift, resolve that. Once, whatever it is that keeps them experiencing homelessness, keeps them from getting a job and cohabitating peacefully, working with other people. That's how we help them self-sustain. To resolve your own conflict, to learn to work with other people, and be independent so they can give back to the community. Most probably don't have family, most probably don't have kids. But to be self-sufficient so that they can stand their own ground, have their own place, and then come back to the church and give more. That's my goal for these people. So when I'm sitting and I'm analyzing things, especially when things start popping, the anger start proliferating, I zone in on it and I start figuring out the how to help these individuals from here. And especially the heat doesn't help the mind, because whatever anger you got is, once you step out in the heat, it's gonna magnify. Yeah, a cool mind. If I was to write another book, it would be a cool mind.
Well, check that out. Yeah, cool mind.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you see, that's why I drag my journal with me and additional reading material when there's downtime like this. I'll start reflecting, capturing, and I'll go back on my drawing board, my blueprint, to figure out how to set up a system to help these people on a deeper level. Maybe the pastor here is inspired by Buddhism. We already know she's got history with Vietnamese, the war. The way that she took me in with full respect. There's a likely chance where she'll discover more, and she's going to ask me, hey Venerable, you want to play a role and part in this and give a sermon? And my sermon will be exactly what I'm telling you now. Very hard to transform the anger, but it can be done. It just takes persistence, patience, caring, kind, compassionate, And I know that they can transform and come back and give and make this church bigger. Hell, 3 stories instead of 1 story, to serve more people and transform and change, so they're not marginalized and being pushed around by society and getting robbed and everything. You know what I mean? Just the stories that you're telling me. But it's frustrating doing this work, realizing that what are we doing? How are these people ever going to get better? And that's what you have to ask, is how are they ever going to get better? So that's where Buddhism plays such a vital role. Yesterday, Vasu talked about certain faiths and religion proliferating. It's not a threat to us. It makes us even more rare and needed and wanted, because we know the type of work that is needed to actually heal.
Right.
Whereas the other ones, they pray, but praying is good, but for how long?
If you're not taking action, or if you don't even know.
And how many times is your prayer being answered?
Yeah.
And with greed and anger proliferating in the mind, how long are you going to sit there and keep asking? Until you're 90 and hope, and then of course, and then someone's going to lead you to heaven, right? I don't object to the philosophies, but it's just not realistic as to how you're going to resolve the human pain and suffering right now. So the smart ones will figure it out. They're going to be like, I am this, I am that, I am LGBTQ, I have desires, I have anger. And what am I doing here? Even yesterday over at the other Buddhist place, we were chanting, but there was no English in there. So I'm looking at a book, a bunch of letters with no translations. So guess what? I shut the book, I put it underneath me, and I sat and meditated, just on sounds. Because I realized, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Oh, at the Zen place. Yeah. Right. Right. That's what the booklet we had, the Zen place. It was all.
What are we doing here? What's happening here? Someone explain to me what's happening here. So, but I know, and I have this dream that they're going to be crawling towards the Theravadin order when the time is right. The intelligent one, the inteligentes, gentes. The intelligent one will figure out, oh my God, it was Theravadin Buddhism that teaches the logic, the psychology, in order for us to liberate. We caused all of this by this, and it is only by this you will fix what you have caused. Not praying, not asking for things, not this, not that, whatever, all the stuff that they're doing is just like, it's just buying time for them to figure it out, which is good. I mean, I'd rather them come to a place to pray than to play with fire outside and try to burn things down.
But they still, right.
So
Okay.
these moments that we're talking here is very rare and unique, because when the time comes and I'm on the plane again, I won't have time to explain all this to you. You really have to sit and you have to really use your intelligence to realize that we caused this by this. And when you're on a plane, you'll look at a state or a country, you realize what's going on here. It was this that causes all these problems with politics and anger and stealing and lying and cheating and fighting. You caused it up here. Your delusion up here. People couldn't see things as they are. It is what it is. It can't be what it is. You cause this fantasia. So I hope that you're just going to be this woman that's going to be in robes running around preaching this to people, and have them stop, think, you caused this up here. You can fix it up here. And come back and help the rest of the others in need. And that's what's so difficult to understand from other faiths and religion. They're like, huh? And we're like, did you not cause this? Whatever conflict you did with your family, with other people, did you not cause it? It started up here. And of course, into Buddhist psychology, it gets deeper. One day I'll have more time to go deep into psychology with you, as, the senses, when their senses are open, one of them is the ears. Once the ear is open, it's, F you, you're a bee. And it's like, okay, well, someone just call that and say that here. Who are they talking to? I know damn well you ain't talking to me. So we start attaching on to the sounds, and then attach meaning to that sound and cause conflict. But technically, if I was speaking Vietnamese, you wouldn't know if I called you a bee. Or someone called me a bee in Espanol. You know what I mean? So those are some of the small details of psicología to understand.
but so important.
So, yeah, importante.